Good morning, everyone. It's fairly early on Sunday, the 1st of August. I'm recording this early before going about the various church services for the day. We are still working our way through Ephesians. What is happening today at Greenhithe and Albany is we are hearing about sports chaplaincy. So there's an organisation, Sports Chaplaincy, in New Zealand that really want volunteers to be trained and then to wear a beautiful aqua blue shirt and to attend sporting events officially in the capacity as sports chaplain. That's exciting. The sporting organisations really want their teams and their, the players, the families who watch, all the people who are at the sporting things to be supported by a chaplain. So look into that if that is something of interest to you. Now I'm going to read the bit of Ephesians. Then I'm going to say kind of why we're having sports chaplaincy today with this reading. But there's a lot more in this reading that really deserves some work and some thought. So I will allude to that, and then hopefully online or offline we can continue those conversations. So, a reading from the letter to the Ephesians. Today is chapter 4. Starting at verse 1 through to 16. As a prisoner of the Lord, I beg you to live in a way that is worthy of the people God has chosen to be his own. Always be humble and gentle. Patiently put up with each other and love each other. Try your best to let God's Spirit keep your hearts united. Do this by living at peace. You are all part of the same body. There is only one Spirit of God, just as you were given one hope when you were chosen to be God's people. We have only one Lord, one faith, one baptism. There is one God who is the Father of all people. Not only is God above all others, but he works by using us all, and he lives in all of us. Christ has generously divided out his gifts to us. As the scriptures say, when he went up to the highest place, he led away many prisoners and gave gifts to people. When it says he went up, it means that Christ had been deep in the earth. This also means that the one who went deep into the earth is the same one who went into the highest heaven, so he would fill the whole universe. Christ chose some of us to be apostles, prophets, missionaries, pastors, and teachers, so that his people would learn to serve and his body would grow strong. This will continue until we are united by our faith and by our understanding of the Son of God. Then we will be mature, just as Christ is, and we will be completely like him. We must stop acting like children. We must not let deceitful people trick us by their false teachings, which are like winds that toss us around from place to place. Love should always make us tell the truth. Then we will grow in every way and be more like Christ, the head of the body. Christ holds it together and makes all of its parts work perfectly as it grows and becomes strong because of love. Hear what the Spirit is saying to the church. Thanks be to God. So today we're having sports chaplaincy just as a little, we're all made in the image of God. We all have a role to play. We all have gifts and special talents and interests in things. And maybe sports chaplaincy is a way that you might be, being called, being niggled by the Spirit to witness to Christ and to witness to the incredibleness of your faith in a role that could be very life-giving for you and for others. I want to talk briefly about the fivefold ministry thing, the idea that some of us are apostles, prophets, missionaries, pastors, and teachers. We are all called to be like Christ, to be coming to be more and more like Christ. And so some of these things we are all called to do. So we don't kind of go, oh, I'm not really called to be a missionary, therefore I don't get to evangelize or whatever. Not my thing. Because we actually all are called to be witnesses at some level. We're all called to show forth God's love. Some of us may be called and talented and gifted in different ways. Some might be more like an apostle. Some might be really good teachers or pastors, those beautiful pastors. Some may be prophets and they may say stuff or, do things that are uncomfortable. There are a bunch of online tests and different kind of things that can find out what your special gifting is and then help you to develop that and to step into that. Because when you're doing stuff that's in line with your personality profiles or your fivefold gift profiles, it makes a huge, huge difference. And a church community, whether that's a home group church or a church that gathers in a church building on Sundays, we need a mix of those five. We cannot just be filled of people who need things or who attend and a whole lot of pastors. We need pastors probably, but we need all of those things to go out and to do all of the work of Christ. Now, interestingly too, some people might cling on to we must stop acting like children, great, and we must not let deceitful people trick us by their false teachings. Now, I'm going to put this up on YouTube, and I am probably betting that at least one person will comment that because I am a woman and because I hold a leadership position and I teach men, that is false, that is wrong. Now, the interesting thing about false teaching, and I think the first sentence that we must stop acting like children, we need to mature in our faith and make decisions for ourselves as to what might be false and not false. I clearly think me in this role and the entire Anglican Church and the entire Anglican Church in the world has accepted woman leadership. We need to think about Christ. So when we're weighing up whether something's deceitful or not, or false or not, it says love should always make us tell the truth. And we're growing more and more like Christ. Is the teaching like Christ? Is the thing you're being told like Christ? Is it loving? Is it about love? Is it Christ-like? If it is hurting and damaging and horrible, if it is not good news, then maybe you need to do some thinking and some pondering and some becoming not like children. So there's a scripture that says children just drink milk. They just take what they're fed, and that's great and important. But then as they mature, they chew meat. They digest stuff for themselves. They make decisions for themselves. And we all are being called to mature in our faith and to end up just like Christ when we are doing that work. And that's a massive goal, but that should be the journey that we are on. So I leave those thoughts with you. I really look forward to helping some of my community assess their fivefold talents, like which of those 5 are they more gifted or talented in, and which would they like to kind of maybe strengthen. And I really, really look forward to everyone thinking, what is it I can do to witness to my faith and to grow my faith and mature? Because sometimes it's in the doing that we actually grow. We don't kind of fully, completely grow first and then go and do stuff. It's a thing together. So I promise to try and keep these to 10 minutes. I've nicked over. We're coming up to 11. So God bless. Have a fabulous day. And I will see you later. Take care.